Derivatives trading involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results.
So stressful when the world's on fire. Good God. I can't look at this, guys. Like, my strategy is you buy it and you hope that you got a good spot. Yeah, but we all think you're crazy. You don't fight this. No way. The markets are freaking out and you don't think that anything is wrong? Come back tomorrow and I'll lose it all. Should be fun. Good morning, everybody. It is the 27th. We had a real rout yesterday. Holy crap. And a lot of interesting things to talk about. Maybe some developments here in the presidential campaign. So, to the charts. Okay. So, yesterday, the E-mini just took a real dump outside the bottom of that range. And that takes us well below, anywhere in this area. Really makes the chart look ugly. I suppose you could still call this a bear flag, but I mean, there's like significant long-term resistance. Next major area we got below us, I guess, 50, around 33.50 and 33.30. And on the way back up, we are retracing like single prints. So, if we had like a really positive day, I guess it wouldn't be unreasonable to get to 34.51. Probably we should be looking at like maybe some point and control areas and stuff, but whatever, don't worry about it. Treasuries pushing back up. They're very tight overnight, but up big time because they don't think that they're going to get the stimulus. Oil not getting hit as bad, but it's down. What can we say? Gold not going much of it anywhere. Copper continuing its decline yesterday. Another thing to note, in the S&P 500, we are sitting right at that 50-day moving average, so it's got right there at 34.06. The dollar seeing a pretty decent rise, but actually not like full-on panic yesterday, despite the rout in equities. Still seeing some strength overnight, then back down, so kind of being a little uncertain for us, but that's okay, because I think that means that we're going to get a lot of good opportunities. Now, they have not been as bullish overnight. I just want to show you. Normally, we're like way above one of these lines, but we're not. They've kind of pushed the downside a little bit and bounced off of it. Pretty cool, right? How well that is working in the overnight session, which means that they were actually mostly range-bound over this session. That's range-bound activity. So, that's kind of where we're at. I want to look. I've been seeing some polling that looked positive for Donald Trump. Let's see here. Let's see if these polls show up in the RCP average. Latest election polls. So what did we get Monday? Pennsylvania Insider Advantage. Never heard of them. Ratings. Okay, they use IVRs and online. It's a B-. It's a Democrat reverted poll. Okay. So that one is a pretty okay poll showing Donald Trump ahead in Pennsylvania by 2 points. That's really significant. Texas, of course. Wisconsin, man, has Biden up by 9, 10. Maryland, of course. There's this one that has Biden up over Trump in Georgia, though. Okay, so maybe some tea leaves that, well, man, why is theirs +2 and this one is +1? That is just so weird. What were the times of these ones? Okay, well, this Ipsos one had earlier stuff. Okay, so one of the things that I'm seeing is, or that I've been hearing, is that late breaking voters have been moving towards Donald Trump, like that he's getting like all of the late game momentum. So that's interesting. There's also supposed to be tonight on Tucker Carlson, Mr. Tony, our friend Tony, gonna reveal more information from the Biden scandal, saying that Biden orbit guys were calling him and threatening him and stuff. There's some iceberging there at 23. I would like to be long the Treasury. I'm not entirely sure if I can really do it at 23, though. This is tough. And the E-mini is looking down at the moment. I'm actually wondering if we could get a strong up move, but okay. Oh yes, that reminds me. I wanted to try something new here over here. I got these. I've been using different things for resting orders. Do that one. Max levels 24. Okay. Just clean that up there. And then I want this well, how should we do it? Let's just do it with the largest resting orders first. So I want to see because we will see it kind of move around when we get these big clicks. So I'm wondering, okay, will it show up here when I'm doing it on a range chart? That should be really interesting, right? Maybe we can glean something from that. Let's check here. Oh man, the cumulative delta overall on this session is really aggressively sell. Okay, so we got durable goods came out a minute ago. No real market reaction to it, but it was pretty good. 3.4% versus an expected 7%. And export transportation, it's spot 8 versus spot 4. So we're still seeing a lot of money going into people buying cars, which I think is funny because nobody needs to drive right now, right? So we got some more stuff. We got consumer confidence in Richmond Fed manufacturing indexes today. So okay, they did take 23 offer. Tweet deck. All right. No, not a whole lot of anything from our traders so far. I don't know about that. Brannigan Barrett saying that it's looking good for gold because the treasury yields are rising. But if the treasury yields are rising because they're not going to do as much stimulus and they think that we're going to be, well, no. What was he saying? I don't know. Reversal bid in bonds, yeah. So the yields are going down in bonds. That kind of implies, well, it's kind of an odd situation though, because in this case, the yields are going back down, not because of fears over the economy or anything else like that, but because they expect that the government is actually going to be more responsible and the treasury isn't going to have to put out as much debt. So does that really actually help gold? I'm not so sure about that one. Okay, strong take at 23.5. Like, they have a little bit of room. It's just not quite the perfect setup, you know? There's also a bit of flattening going on. Hmm. Oh, you know what? I need to pull up. I haven't pulled up the text to speech stuff, even though I haven't been reading out the messages very often these days. Uh, Democrats warn the GOP will regret Barrett confirmation. Okay. Of course they say that. But what are they warning about? Democrats face pressure from the left to nix the filibuster and expand the court if they win back the majority. No, not likely. Republicans have lost the right to kvetch. I don't know what that must not be a real. That must have been an error. Do we just unilaterally stand down and not choose to use the same tools that Republicans did in the majority? I think there are now new rules in the Senate. I think Republicans have set them. Yeah, and they probably will use them. And you know what? Frankly, with the way that things went under Obama and like no judges getting confirmed and everything, I think that would be perfectly appropriate. Okay, it's a question here, Seth. Do you like that Jigsaw platform? I do. The Jigsaw DOM is just amazing. I love it. Okay, so that came back down at 23 again. Oh, finally somebody notices you.
Winston's mom says Yoda has a family now. A few days ago, someone else showed up on the chair with Yoda and now there are 3. Yoda
Yeah.
was busy. And quick.
There's a Jolteon back there now. My this is so weird. Like the kids wanted to go to Build-A-Bear, right? So the kids wanted to go to Build-A-Bear. And my wife was like, it's because they've got Pokemon at Build-A-Bear now. Like, what? Okay, whatever. You guys go to Build-A-Bear. So, but then the thing is that the girls go to Build-A-Bear and they both get a bear. And there's nothing like all that super great about the bears. They're just bears. And then they're like, the only Pokemon they had left was Jolteon. So they got the Jolteon for me. And which is like, okay, fine. Like Jolteon's fast. We can run with that. We can run with that. So now we've got Jolteon back there because he's fast. I should just get like a shelf and we can just start putting tons of stuffed animals up there or something. And get some bulls and bears and stuff. Let's see, your video on the markets you uploaded yesterday was good. I loved your comment on what you're like. Oh yeah, it was so funny, right? Just like, you don't use your hands too much. Stop it. I thought it was funny. Oh gosh, dang it, that's not what I wanted. These indicators, I wanted them the wrong data series. I want them on the 1 range. One range. Okay. Probably need to reposition them a little bit better back there, but whatever. I was just thinking about the platform thing. I was just gonna say Jigsaw has the best now they have charts too. I can't program on the Jigsaw platform, and that's like my only complaint about it. And it sounds like Pete is not anxious to have anybody else have access to the platform too. So I'm a little bummed about that because I don't think that I will be able to transfer over my inventory cost basis, which I think is an incredibly effective tool. So, and I really don't think I want to trade without it now. So I think that it will be me on NinjaTrader charts for quite some time, and you can't. I still don't think they've enabled like I can come in here, create a chart. We'll try yes here. Okay. It'll pop a chart up, but it won't chart it because it's going through NinjaTrader. So that kind of sucks. But when you actually load their charts on their own, they're pretty good. And if you don't have any kind of like really funky custom indicator that you're like really reliant upon, I think it's great. So, what's happening? People swinging by for a few. Hey, thanks for stopping by again, Burrell. Armand Shian says, yeah, use Sierra. Sierra Chart's a good platform too. I don't think that their DOM is quite as good, but it has the features that you need for sure. It is definitely not as easy to program for. Not just because it's C++. I mean, I can deal with the C++ part, but there are a lot of like really common functions that you would need to do anything in order flow, and you basically have to write them yourself. I don't like that. So yeah, I was looking at the Thinkorswim DOM. Oh man, it's been such a long time since I've used that. I think I have that on here. Let's see. We'll try it. We'll try it. My recollection is that it's not half as good, but on the Vancouver Marine Mammal site, Joey, the orphan sea otter is live streaming. Oh, they have a slot machine. That's cool. There's there's like a marble race thing, the game that a lot of people use that we could do, but I've never. Everyone there is going crazy and watching and rolling the die while they watch Joey flow by. I'll have to look at the dice rolling bit. I've been thinking like, oh, we should do the marble racing. That would be fun. But then I don't know why I kind of forgot about it, or I thought it wasn't a big deal or something. Well, man, I should have taken it when it was there at 23, huh? Although I'd say it feels like it's moving a little bit too freely across this range. All right, let's see here. Not right now. One's asking if I want the link. No, I can go find that. Yeah, that's interesting. Have to agree to a new thing. Okay, so if you come over here, and I think that you go to Active Trader. Yes, and you can get a DOM here, and it will show you the mini in the DOM. Okay, so because I'm on demo, I don't think it shows me the full depth of market. Okay, but you can, and you can set up like one click send if you want. So it's sufficient for entering orders, and if you're on the Thinkorswim platform, I would certainly recommend using it. But here, the thing that you're not going to get over here is you're not going to get seeing the orders come in the middle, right? Which I think that how many orders it takes to clear it each time, that's like the thing you want to see, man. Probably should have held out, but it's fine. I'm just gonna let it go. If there's a pullback, I'll take it. So yeah, that's you got to keep in mind. So like one of the things here with order flow, and I want to make a video about this kind of stuff soon. I think I need a new chalkboard first because the chalkboard that I used for the last video wasn't quite there. But here, like if I buy at 24, right? I bought it at 24. It's ticked down once. Nothing ticked into 23.5, but it has ticked down once, right? If I buy it at 24 and it ticks down and then it ticks down through 23.5, we say that the fill was toxic. That is to mean that you got filled and then it went through you. You don't want it to go through you, right? If you're a market maker and you're getting filled on limit orders, you want them to just barely fill you and then not be able to get through you, right? So because of that, the amount that it actually takes for them to clear it matters, right? Because if they came through and last time they ticked through that, it only took 500 contracts and they ticked down, well then, if the trend changes or something like that, you're just in a balanced area and the chances of them ticking through you is actually, you know, relatively high. So you might not necessarily want to get in there, right? Similarly, if I'm going to take it as she goes, I want it to tick up. I want immediately 900 to stack there or whatever. Okay. So like exactly. So 900 stacked. And then it took 2377 to sell it back down, right? This matters because there was 2377 out there to actually sell, but there was that many people trying to hold it as well. So there's definitely some people itching to get long, but the seller at the moment has enough to bring it back down on you. So I'm not sure if I really want to buy here at 24.5 because I'm afraid that I'll get a toxic as she goes fill, right? So that's why I feel that being able to see how much that it takes to clear a price every time that it clears it, and the whole thing about it, goes away and it comes back and it resets is important too. It's not as important in the E-mini just because the E-mini is so pick and fast. But that's why I think that feature is important. ES is so thin after yesterday. Well, in the morning auction, it's definitely thin. I was noticing yesterday that I mean, I was still seeing hundreds, 200s, 300s put on there. So the liquidity didn't look different, but it was just moving so easily yesterday, man, when it started getting bad. So, but John, I don't know what you're trying to point out in that screenshot. Just trying to point out how they pushed back to that 33.97 level late yesterday. Ah, I see. It kind of looks like they're in a balanced price for now, right? Unless you are queuing up your orders way in advance, all your fills will only fill when the market trades through you. You probably wouldn't read. Well, yeah. Well, not. It's not quite, Jeff. I mean, you're right that you're almost always at the back of the queue. That's right. But you'll notice that I'm usually getting in when they're in the middle here. Like this situation right now, where they're roughly equal. There are trades that I've done in the past where I just take that one tick. If one of these prices had proven themselves to be a balanced price, which I don't really think that they have, then I would maybe try buying this one and selling this one. But you're right that you're always going to be at the back of the queue. But the question is not will I get filled? I'm usually trying to place an order in a place where I'm pretty confident that I'm going to get filled. But I'm trying to reduce the amount of toxicity on the fill, right? What I don't want to have happen is I buy it at 24, it dips all the way down to 22 half and then comes back up and goes higher, right? That would really suck. So from moment to moment, seeing how many orders it's taking to clear the prices kind of gives me an idea of how toxic the order flow is. And the general theory is that the more toxic the order flow is, the greater the probability that you're trading against an informed trader. You don't want to do that. So I'm using those takes as a measure of informed trading. Just how the robots do. I thought I changed this. I only want them if they're within 24. And let's change it so that they have to be at least a 100 lot, so that we don't get a whole lot of tape hits. Anyways, I think this is the next area that I want to investigate a lot more, especially over here in the E-mini. That's why I'm kind of looking at these largest resting orders and stuff like that, because I want to see um, what what sort of things can I look at that maybe give me a better idea about informed trading, measuring the toxicity of it. One of the things that I think does seem to matter is where we're at in our inventory. So when I look at it right now, they've definitely gone long. Probably a lot of longs took profits up in there. So that's why, I was a little cautious of doing it at 23. I'm definitely cautious at doing it 24, 25, 25 half. It's going to be really hard for them to push 25 half, 26 at the moment, unless they're willing to just start eating through it. And I'm not sure that they are, because they appeared to be taking profits. So there's another point where it's like, okay, right up here, buying up here, the toxicity is probably going to be pretty high. And you can see that, yes, if I had bought it 24 half, I'd be down to. Don't want that one. Would prefer not to have that one, at least. I mean, 2 ticks is maybe okay, but okay, 3169 to tick it up, right? That's actually quite a bit. There's a decent number of people willing to trade against it there, so maybe we're somewhat balanced in this area, and we're gonna rotate around here a little bit, maybe then turn back down. I'm hoping. Okay, the E-mini has come back to seller cost basis. So the next theory is large resting orders placed close to price may indicate informed traders, especially if they get filled. Donald Trump retweeting something that I have not heard about. Congressman Max Rose caught on top cursing out constituents. Huh. Donald Trump is on the tweet, by the way. Oh, do you see this? So I want to point something out here about Donald Trump. Because people are like, oh, you're the president. You can't just like things or retweet stuff. But look here. He did this one 47 seconds ago. And then since then, he's already tweeted another one. So he's literally going down on his phone and retweet, just like that. Couldn't find any news for that spike this morning, which you're talking about the spike in the ES up to 3410. I don't know if there really was any news per se. It has more to do with the trade of equities in London. There might have been news about a particular company that moved them. But like I said, they're not below the buyer's cost basis, or I mean, they stayed within the lines, so it's not actually a crazy move, right? Now, are they going to go down to 33.96? If they come down to 33.96, I might try buying it. Oh, on that note, I've got the go ahead now. So my indicators, you can find them on speculatorsnet.com. You can go and check those out, and you can try. There's like a 2 week trial on the indicator, so you can try it yourself if you're on NinjaTrader. Do you trade YM? No, I could look at it. But I'm mostly interested in the E-mini. I just think that my edge is in particular an informational edge. Or rather, the edges that I'm looking to exploit the most are one, informational, and two, liquidity. So the liquidity in particular is always going to draw me to the most liquid instruments. Yeah, he's up and tweeting. We just saw a couple fling by. He hasn't actually posted anything yet. I'm sure that he is like writing something as we speak. That last bar, it's pretty ugly. And look right there at the pulling. Okay. It's interesting. So the order imbalance stacked up on the offers. Market maker pulled his bid, slipped down big time. And am I seeing anything else moving here as this happens? Oil a little bit, gold a little bit. Actually, they all seem to be moving with the correlation. To be honest, yeah. Nasdaq took it on the nose there. Is it interesting the difference between the E-mini and the Nasdaq? Because on the E-mini, you look at it and it's just kind of like a really gradual slope. But when you look at it in the Nasdaq, they were staying up there for a while and then they just one thing to be aware of is that by design, our state polling averages are going to get a bit more aggressive in the final week here. That could be especially true over the next couple of days as we get the first post-debate polls in the state, which get weighted most heavily, says Nate Silver. He's basically warning people that his model is about to change fast, probably in Donald Trump's favor. One slides after China unexpectedly suspends counter-cyclical factor in FX fixing. This is something that's relevant. We should read. Just over 2 weeks after Beijing made it easier to short the yuan after the PBOC cut the reserve requirement ratio for FX derivative sales from 20% to 0%, a move which was an attempt to moderate the yuan's increase, which Goldman said likely signals the People's Bank of China's discomfort with the recent rapid appreciation of CNY, yet which failed to lead to a sustainable drop in the yuan. On Tuesday, China lobbed another shot across the bow of the increasingly strong yuan when a statement on the website of China Foreign Exchange Trade System announced that some banks that contribute to the yuan's daily reference rate have recently halted the use of the counter-cyclical factor, CCF. The countercyclical factor was introduced on May 26, 2017 to reduce exchange rate volatility while undermining efforts to increase the role of market forces. At the time, the move was seen as Beijing moving the goalposts in its bid to reduce yuan volatility to punish currency manipulators and limit capital outflows. Okay. Question everybody should be asking is what will China do now to further devalue its currency, which continues to surge on the back of dollar weakness and China's V-shaped recovery? One wonders, is China's economy about to suffer an unexpected sharp spike in COVID cases to help the PBOC hammer the yuan? Well, they were getting some cases, weren't they? But that sounds that's conspiracy theory territory. Spoken like zero hedge. Okay. Donald Trump still tweeting to beautiful Staten Island and Brooklyn. Nicole has my complete and total endorsement vote. Statement from Tony Bobulinski, obtained by Fox News. I'll read that in a second. We're getting the Case Shiller home price. 5 spot 2 versus 4 spot 2. That's quite a bit higher than expected. This is the same statement that he's put out. This is from 5 days ago. So Donald Trump is tweeting about the Bobulinski thing 5 days later. Is retweeting it. That's what that is. Okay, a little slip there through. They might try and push me again. Lobo, good morning. Hey, how's it going? Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, so I was worried about this was happening. So I got into this when I was a little bit early, but I kind of saw that pulling there that brought it below 3,400, and I thought, well, that might be a good spot. So they did come through, but this is where the buy is. So I don't know. We'll see. We shall see. So I'm just going to cancel that and let it ride if I can. See if it holds for me or not. I'm feeling the intensity here, man. Glenn Greenwald, I don't know any other countries where the elites so explicitly blame voters for their own failures like the Democrat Party and its media allies do. The job of a party and campaign is to convince people you'll improve their lives if you win. If you fail to do that, it's your fault. Well said, my friend. One week until Election Day, the Senate and House are out of session. Both plan to return early November. There's no COVID deal in principle or otherwise. As of late yesterday, the two sides were fighting over a provision that the administration said they had solved a week ago. Gotcha, Jake. So we shouldn't expect any developments on the stimulus front today, then, huh? Although we might get a lot of headlines from some senator said that they're still hopeful, sort of thing, you know? You're oh, I'll read that one.
Winston's mom says, clip, feeling the intensity. If you are feeling the intensity, or even if you are not feeling the intensity, please take a quick second to hit the like button. This helps speculator Seth. Thanks.
Oh, Rob asks which broker has Jigsaw. So, any broker that uses CQG or Rhythmic data, you can use with Jigsaw. You can also use Jigsaw. You can use Jigsaw with TD Ameritrade. Actually, you can use Jigsaw with Interactive Brokers. Actually, it's compatible with a very wide array of brokers. So, I'm using AMP Futures. Pretty much all of the futures specific brokers will work for you. So, oh, there's Ace. How are you? I'm tempted. I'm want to add here at 99 and a quarter, but um, I want to stick to one contract today. So, but I think that it would be completely appropriate to add on this. This is going well. That right there, that cross 33.98 on Ace's signal, that would be where I would add. All except Ninja. Well, even with Ninja, you can use them because you can use Kinetic. Yeah, you can use Kinetic. You use them together, and you use the bridge to pass the data from Ninja Trader over to Jigsaw. So you can use them with Ninja Trader brokerage. I wouldn't take the 33.98 because the overall bias is down. Yeah, I understand. I guess maybe when it comes back up. Chewy, yeah, Chewy was able to catch like that whole downturn in chat. In the Discord chat. So now that they're back to my cost basis, they might think around with this area a lot, but and that right there, that little slip up through 3,400 and through the average true range stop. Yeah, I like it a lot. Excuse me. Okay, we need to adjust this again. So this one will only be offers. This one will only be bids. Hmm. The squad immediately calls to pack the Supreme Court. I think it's funny that the liberals are after the let's pack the Supreme Court. Like, I'm sure that they're just saying that for their voters, but if they got in power and they really tried to do that, it would be such a disaster. So they got back to the seller's cost basis pretty quickly. How old, how long do ferrets live for? TikTok moves on to social e-commerce with Shopify deal. Let's see. What's a Financial Times article? I should just get a Financial Times subscription. $3.69 for a year. 8 to 10 years. We could get new ones at some point. I want to know more about TikTok and Shopify. I connect my TikTok account to my Shopify account and sell stuff on TikTok. Ooh, but what would we sell? We need to come up with a new thing to sell. Like, not trading stuff. We could sell, like, you know, action figures or something. I don't know. Imports things from China and resell it through Shopify on TikTok. The ultimate. Most ferrets come from a fat farm and are fed kibble, so they live 6 to 8 years, but they are tiny cancer machines. Mine were raw fed, but lymphoma, adrenal, and insulinoma take some early. I see. That's the same thing with parakeets, man. American parakeets are so inbred and they get cancer. It's sad. I just stopped getting parakeets because I was sick of them dying. Okay, so there was a little slip there. Do you see a large bid was pulled to make it happen? You can see though through that the cumulative delta ends up being positive through that area. Hmm. Oh wow. It's 82 degrees in Key West right now, and over in the West, it's minus 17. That slip got you. This is where getting the right price matters a lot because they basically try and if you get the bad spot, they're doing everything they can to stop you out. Treasuries look like they may come back. Well, they've been in this 24.5 range for a long time though. Hmm. You're looking for a short at 33.99? Mm, I don't know. They could definitely go back down and go through the stop out zone and push down again. I think if they were going to do that though, it would need to be like this is a bender down day and we just want to sell as early as possible and yada yada yada. Yeah, we're talking about parakeets and ferrets. I told you this story about the parakeet, right? Like I've had some that just died from getting sick or from cancer. I had one where and Jerry loved that parakeet, but he we had the top of the cage open and Jerry flew onto the top of the cage and I guess it was not stable enough and it closed. And it closed on the parakeet and basically yeah. Well, it was very disturbing. I want to think about it. I wish I hadn't talked about that. Someone on YouTube has a stoat channel. Wait, what's that? Dude, there's all sorts of so one of the things I think is really funny is people that do live streaming, especially the guys over on Twitch, are always like, "Well, I would love to do more live streaming on YouTube," but they don't have very good tools and discovery stuff for YouTube creators. Like there's no channel where you can go and say, "Okay, here's the top game," or "Here's just all streams together and what's the most popular live stream at the time." Well, you can do it with their API. I have done it. And the reason that YouTube doesn't have a page like that is because it's embarrassing AF. Okay, like like 3 of the most popular YouTube streams are like 5-year-old kid shows, and then a lot of the other ones are going to be top videos from other countries that um appear to be just spam, right? And yeah, there's just all sorts of crazy stuff streaming on YouTube with lots of people watching it. And it's just like complete junk. Just complete junk. Okay. So I'm seeing some level 2 imbalance forming here because of this large offer that just got placed at 33.99.25. It wasn't like all at once. Oh, actually maybe it was 362 added. I don't know why this didn't capture that. I should see like a huge gadoosh here, and I'm not. So that's interesting. Oh, maybe it is this one right here. But it's saying that the largest one that it sees is 6285. That's not right. Oh, I need to change that bid one. I can see it over here though. Okay, well, maybe they will just come up and fill them. One tick away from it. Let's see. The holistic ferret forum, huh? Of course, that's a thing. Of course. Until November 4th, fake news media is going full on COVID, COVID, COVID. We are rounding the turn 99.9%. Okay. Interesting. That's Donald Trump there. You should hashtag ferrets and see if your numbers go up. No. The issue that I've learned is that if you get a video on something that's not really your area of expertise, then YouTube starts recommending that to the people and they don't click on the video and it decreases your engagement and hurts the channel in the long run. Which kind of sucks because basically the gist of it is that YouTube kind of like locks you into a certain area. It's going to be interesting to see if the video that we did yesterday. In fact, let's come and look at how it's doing right now this morning. Because yesterday it was just getting like the standard views from the subscribers and stuff. It sounds like you guys liked the video though. No, that's not right. This one right here. 125 views in the first day. It's about the same as usual. Am I getting people from search? Not really. Why am I getting... Who's Gerald Salente? Why would my video show up for... Oh. Probably because people were spamming in the comments. I did get rid of all of those, right? Yeah.
Winston's mom says we are not rounding the corner. Everyone should consider this and perhaps stock up. This winter may not be Biden dark, but I do think we could be in for hoarding toilet paper and corn dogs.
Oh, I hope that we don't get hoarding again. The thing is that some of the numbers do look pretty bad. And it does look like it's going to be tough. And this is going to be like the real test. But it also doesn't sound like that any governments are willing to shut down at this point. Like I'm seeing like measures, but none of the measures are like lockdowns. They're just like the measures that I'm seeing are like curfews and stuff like that, which I think are kind of silly. Like does shutting the bars down by having a curfew really make that big of an impact? Maybe it does. I don't know. The market year asks, commodity flows turning the corner? Goldman thinks that commodities could be really good next year, which would be good for us. Total change in F&O open interest value across commodity markets. Interesting. Brian says salts here looks like we're going lower. I don't know. So the only thing that I have is that we are close to like an overnight stop out area. So they have been trying to shake out as many people as they can through this 3397 area. But I still really like the long. They might stop me out of it. They might stop me out of it and then move up higher. I wouldn't be surprised. But we're pretty close to the open, so it kind of looks to me like it's a buy here, and then they'll go bullish on the open for a decent recovery, and then we see what happens. But I don't want to be trying to make like outright predictions for you guys. You just understand. I'm just trying to explain why I'm doing what I'm doing, and remember that futures trading involves those natural risk of loss and so forth. Learning C sharp. That's good. I tell you what, I some people don't feel completely pick up on what I've been trying to do in some of my programming videos because they'll come to me and ask for like very very simple things. And the whole point is to teach you guys how to program so that you can do it yourself. Because to really stand a chance in any kind of technical trading against the robots, you've got to be able to look at the stats and analyze it. If you can't analyze what you're looking at, then the robots are just going to decimate you because you can't see the whole picture. There was this thread yesterday. Somebody was saying they were frustrated and they explained what their setup was. And their setup was if they were at a certain level in an RSI and they got 2 green bars, then they would go into it. So like I back tested it. It was terrible. Well, it wasn't terrible. It was like 0.9. So it was. And then somebody else came in and they're like, no, you're doing it wrong. You need to do it when it's like these conditions. And then you'll be on the right side almost every time. So I went and I back tested that one. It was like the same thing. And I just found the whole thing amusing. Oh, Ryan says just want to understand what you're saying. Gotcha. Yeah. Yeah. The reason I'm taking it here is because I don't think that um that looks like they are running out of longs to stop out. I really should have taken it at 33.97 and not 99, but that's oh well. Oh my gosh, I read the Babylon Bee headline and I thought it was real for a second. Hmm. Okay. So that was a good order and balance favoring the longs. And a few bids repositioning themselves, chasing it, I think. Yeah, 2 minutes to the open. May the force be with you. Uh, Excuse me. I'm seeing the dollar coming down pretty nicely at the moment, by the way. Oil is rising. It's almost retracing the entire down move from overnight. The E-mini itself, though, pretty flippy. Flippy? Is that what I want? Just kind of thrashing back and forth into tight range. Okay, here's the open. Okay, sellers win the first battle, but it's really quick. Geez, that was a lot of volume there. Okay. Buyer's turn. Buyers look a lot better. It's not more volume in it, but they're making progress a lot more easily. Seeing a couple of large bids stepping in here. Overall cumulative delta is still negative here. Sellers again. Are they going to come and stop me out? I don't want that to be a stop. I want that to be a stop limit. So it's not quite as forceful as I thought it would be, but that is some pretty decent selling. So here again, if it comes back up, I'm gonna take it a couple of times here. Do see them. So there's one area. What about? Well, there's the 85 down there. So that was a pretty good excursion, but they're not like. Okay. Yeah, too late. Too late. Okay. Okay. So that long is starting to look encouraging. Given the downturn, it'd take probably a bit more than that to really turn, though. Okay. That bar higher, which could. Oh, it'll be close. Let's see. Another little push here. Yeah. Pivot low on 1 minute chart. Good. Whew. If this 5 minute bar pushes through 3,400, so if we push through 3,400 before 740, then that 5 minute chart is going to look like a really clear reversal signal. I don't know if that means anything, but I can just kind of see all of the ducks lining up. And Donald Trump tweeting here, big GDP projected, Pelosi only looking to bail out badly run Democrat cities, tapping us along. She has little interest in helping out the people. The market doesn't care. It's more of the same. Here they are above 3,400 now. Pushing into highs. Oh, not quite, not quite. Okay. So there they are pushing into new regular session highs, but you're not seeing significant volume or stops off of it yet. I think that we would have to get above 3402 to really start seeing any kind of short covering. So let's see what they can get here. Spot gamma to the downside. We know 3350 is first support and expect negative gamma to increase sharply if we test that area. Okay. Now, is that going to be a pivot on the 1 minute too? If we had closed up at 3,400, then that would have been like incredibly positive. But for the technical traders, at least, you got to be careful when I say things like that because you might believe that I think it matters. Solid pullback. Yeah, it was a big rejection. I don't know if I would say that it was rejected. They just kind of ran out of steam there a little bit. I guess you could consider that rejection, but like when I think rejection, I'm thinking like there was actively people holding it and going short there, and I don't think that that's what we were seeing. It looked to me like the buyers bid it up to 3,400, and then took some profits, and we got a pullback now. So it's a question of how deep does the pullback go? Well, it's getting the prints are pretty active right now in this area. They haven't slowed down at all. Okay. So now it's slowed down and there's a bit of a fight here at 33.91. Yeah, I look at that. But the buyers are absorbing some in here. And do you see these 300s printing right here? Okay, and some selling at 92. Lots of fight there. Hmm. Not a lot of interest below 91 yet. Oh, there it is. Okay. Okay. Okay, fine. Hmm. Okay, so that was a new RTH low, but it was not really all that dramatic. And they bounced pretty hard off of it too. Okay, so I'm seeing some large bids added here. RSI's needed a pop, maybe. I don't know. I was gonna say, like with the whole pivot setup that the market seems to care about, particularly on the 5 minute chart. It really was like if it had closed up there in the 3,400 area, then it would have made that look really, really positive, right? But it turned back down, and so that candle is a really big candle. So now the 5 minute chart just looks like a complete mess. Okay, so slowing down just a little bit at 93. Forex Live tweets US stocks marginally higher in US trading. So the financial media is saying, oh, it's good, we're up. Sure doesn't feel like that, but 30 Igor wants 3,900 ES. Oh, okay. By year end. Hmm. Oh, that one was good right there. Yeah. Little push back there. This is that thing that the E-mini does that I wish I don't know. I guess maybe in that instance you could predict it, but it's like you get a strong push and it moves up and then it will fall back almost on no volume. On the liquidity vacuums that fill, I guess. Okay. So they're kind of threatening to go to that 3400 again. I think that if they break that RTH high again, that then this could turn full on bull. So I do see. So there's this spot in the profile at 96. And do see some people stepping in here and doing something. No big orders though. Hmm. A little slip there for sure. Okay. Donald Trump's tweeting 3% up in Pennsylvania. I am starting to wonder. I don't know if it's going to come in today because probably what we're seeing is a little bit too tepid. But as some of these other polls start to come in, post debate polls that appear to be looking good for Donald Trump, if the market might start to price in a Donald Trump win again. Okay. Positive development there if they can hold that. Big order that showed up there at 92. Okay, he got filled. Bit of drama as he did. Offer showed up at 91. What's the matter? Did he not like that fill? Was that a toxic fill there? Oh, there's a lot of volume forming here now. That's looking really strong. Now he's click, click, click. The bids are trying to chase it up. By the way, dollar index through all of this not really moving a whole lot. Oil still on the upside, so I'm guessing that a lot of commodities are waiting for the S&P 500 to kind of sort this out first before they make any huge decisions. Hmm. Did that? It did. Confirm another pivot low. But they did touch a new... Oh, no, it's not quite. Actually, I'm confused. Why are my two charts different here? Oh, I see, because that last one showed up in the last candle. So that was a new RTH low, but it was, again, it was like nothing really happened. It's flippy as a set there. I know sometimes I just don't know what else to call it. Where it'll just the price action will flip back and forth between long and short for no discernible reason. At least from what I can see. Okay, well, the last pivot was 96.75. We do have consumer confidence coming up at the top of the hour. Okay. So you see the big bids popping in here. There's one. Oh, there was one, and there was one. Pulled. There. Like they're a lot more common all of a sudden now. They're like 200 lots too, by the way. Okay, that was a strong bid there at 33.95. Just showed up. He was filled. We're gonna get this thing like last time. Last time a big bid got filled like that, they just like really tried to push against him. Okay. Oh, look, it shows up again. Huh. What about this 96.75 though? He's kind of pulling a little bit. Okay, so that's filled. A lot of people bailed after they saw that guy get run through. So we're through the last 1 minute pivot. Now here again, it's make another RTH high and looking for a strong push. Cruz warns that Hunter Biden attacks don't move a single voter. I don't know if that's true. I don't know if it's a single voter, but I do think that it might not be enough to move the people that are going to really determine this. I'm concerned. At least. Flippy dippy market man. There you go. I've never seen that. I'll have to go look it up. This one is crazy. So the Supreme Court had a decision yesterday about, I think it was in Wisconsin, late ballots, and one guy, Kavanaugh, was saying late ballots could flip the results of an election, and Kagan saying there are no results to flip until all valid votes are counted. Well, they're not valid. Like, that's the whole thing, is that the law says that they're not valid. You can't just the judiciary can't just. It's insane. Frankly, it's insane to have a judge come in and say, "Oh yeah, we're just going to invalidate that law." I think that's just absolutely crazy. Well, so another turn sell here. Short, see how this one develops. It might be short-lived. Let's see. It looks positive, but I am kind of wondering if they can really get that new RTH high before consumer confidence, which is in about 2 minutes. 2 minutes, 10 seconds. Senator Rand Paul, new COVID infections up 33% in Spain, but mortality down 82%. Left-wing media reports the new cases, but refuses to let anyone hear the good news. Mortality rates are plummeting. It's true. Do you use AD line? Let's see here. Advanced decline, accumulation, distribution. Are you talking about like the index internals? Or is this an indicator I can add to my chart? But no. I'm just not. I don't know. I feel kind of hypocritical because it's like, well, I have a thing that's calculating a line that I think isn't significant, and you can see it will go through it, and seems I'd say that my line is a lot more reliable than anything else that I've ever seen. But it's also based on actual orders, which I don't think there's anything else out there like that. Yeah. And I guess I do care about things like range, Bollinger Bands. Not that I take the trades off of the Bollinger Bands, but I like to see, okay, that was an unusual move, you know? I kind of have filters up there like that, but I'm really, everything that I've seen from my back testing tells me that kind of stuff just doesn't matter. Measures closing prices of candles and tries to show money flow. No. Let's come here and see if I get something that's called a Haiti in NinjaTrader. Oh, actually, we need to. No, I don't see. There's the 80x. Okay, here comes the news. So the estimate is 102. I heard that the high estimate is 106. So let's see what the consumer confidence comes out at. $109. It's well above the highest estimate. This is gonna go high. Oh, 100 spot 9. 100 spot 9. Lower than the forecast. Okay, my bad. So that is slightly under the consumer confidence. If it was 109, this would have been like skyrocketing out of here. So that's not awful. It's still over 100, which is like amazing, right? I remember the first time that I saw consumer confidence over 100, and I'm like, I didn't know that it could go to over 100, right? So I think that that's probably okay. Like you can see here, we might see a little bit of downside movement, but it doesn't necessarily have to be the end of the world. So let's just see. Well, saving the market from crashing is a good sign. I don't know if they're saving the market from crashing, but I am a little bit too against the grain so far today, aren't I? Okay, so back into the 96 area for a moment. Oh, some big stacks there. There's definitely consolidation here, huh? The volume is really mixed, though. Forex Live says that half of the country will be deeply disappointed on November 3rd, according to the Consumer Confidence Survey. So they're probably looking at what they think about the election. Oh, spot gamma. Oh wow. So there is a lot of interest in this area. So there's a drop off at 83, but then there's stuff all the way up to 3420. So if we break this high here, 3400, and that leads to a larger bull run, and then we get to 3420, and then this could just flip around and just be absolute crazy bull again, huh? Good tweet from the market ear. Oh yeah, so Richmond Fed 29 versus a previous reading 21. Well, below 96 there now. Okay, so there was a big order that just got filled and he's fighting back as they hit him. Oh yeah, look at that. Very, very nice. Now that was a really interesting. And here's another big one at 94 and 3/4. VP Pence tested negative again today. Because it doesn't matter since the Supreme Court justice has been confirmed. So it's okay, Mike. You can have the COVID now. I'll show you here on this chart. You can see it. Here was the big bid. Oh, that's too big of a circle. I need a highlighter, not a. So here was the bid. And then moves too fast. Wait. I think it's going to go for a new high here. See it? Cause from that big order. And I'm seeing a lot more big orders over in here. By the way, so we came really close to RTH high, but it wasn't quite there, right? Well, either way, that last move up there wasn't enough. Small company dilution of shares because users to share. So I've been looking at another stock. I have a stock that I like, and I keep running when I like a stock, I'll look at it and I keep running into ones that like they have negative earnings or they've been down for a while and things like that. And like when I look at everything else about the company, particularly from a valuation standpoint, like it looks really, really good. But then I'm like, well, why does the market dislike this company so much? Clearly, there's something that I don't know, right? So I'm having a hard. This is one of those things where if I was day trading stocks every day, I bet you I'd have more experience to draw on for that sort of a thing, you know? Good companies with cash are extremely overpriced. Yeah. I don't know. This one has a little bit of debt and they have negative earnings. And that's one of those ones where it's like they IPO'd and they're below the IPO price. But I like the company's products. I've used their products and they're amazing. Just focus on acquiring and future growth. Well, from that perspective, it's a good buy, but I think I need to do a little bit more research on the company itself. Maybe go and read some of their last earnings calls and stuff like that. Want to see what they're really focused on because I don't think I know enough about the company yet. But maybe if it's good, maybe we could buy it later in the week. I don't want to say who it is because I don't like this game of like tell everybody what you're buying so that they pump it up for you sort of a thing. I don't want to play that game. So I'm trying to keep which stocks I own under wraps. And let's see here from the Consumer Confidence Report. Index declined slightly in October after increasing sharply in September. The index now stands at 100.9, down from 101.3 in September. The present situation index, based on consumers' assessment of the current business and labor market conditions, increased from 98.9 to 104.6. However, the expectations index, based on consumers' short-term outlook for income, business, and labor market conditions, decreased from 102.9 in September to 98.4 this month. The craziest stocks are biotechs. Well, it is a health pharmaceutical company. So we're saying that there's a product that I use. Excess Biotech, another rocket ship day on earnings. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I have a friend that he reads all of the reports, like the preliminary trial reports, and is really really good at knowing which ones are going to actually get passed and which ones aren't, and you know gets in them before they pop and makes a lot of money on them because he's a medical student, so he knows a lot more about the. See, that's an example of a real edge, right? And he showed me a good 6 months worth of trading swing trades that was profitable. Mm. So you should note that up there at that high, there was quite a bit of absorption. So the chart does look overall positive, and if they decide to move up, there is plenty of shorts to stop out. I think one of the good things that I'm noting here is that the longs aren't holding a lot of inventory to have gotten it up here to this point. So interesting. Because we started out at the stop out zone, we pushed further, and it was just stopping people out the whole open, and then we moved up. So the move up is probably a lot of it has been short covering, and the guys that have been going long haven't had to put a whole lot of juice into it. So they have a lot of fuel, or what do we say? A lot of margin to be able to work with to be able to continue pushing this up if they choose, is what it seems to be telling me right now. They sure like that 96 area, though, don't they? Hmm. Okay, get another one of those spots where it's able to move a little bit too freely all of a sudden. But it seems like in this case, it's moving too freely because a lot of people are taking trades in here, not necessarily because of the level two. So it's just a lot of volume there, right? I bet you that technical traders are getting like a lot of signals on this chart. Ouch. So, I did not really see a strong reason for that one. I wish my resting orders thing over here was okay. It's fixed. There must be something wrong with it because when I refresh this, it shouldn't reset those. Hmm. Okay, well, then maybe do some debugging on that one. It works on my 1 minute chart. Dream. Something about this range chart that it doesn't like, I guess. Hmm. Lots of volume in that 92 area. As Blue Wave Mania melts down, large lot traders are leaving the market, says Zero Hedge. Okay. And they're going to come and test this low again. I guess they're going to come get me. It's a little bit of liquidity at the low of the day. That sucks. Well, I still kind of see some things that make me like it long, but I think that I've taken it now 3 times and haven't been able to get it. That is a stop for me today. So we'll take some other ones, but seeing that 1,000 there at 88 is kind of interesting. Now this one is so interesting because it was able to get down there so easily, and I don't really see the volume make markets looking paper cut. Yeah, for sure. On the both of the last two, I could have taken big profits on them, and I didn't because I've been expecting them to break that high. And if I get it, it will probably look amazing, but maybe it's just a short and they're gonna sell again today. I don't know. I know. The thing is when I look at like that, so that's like a push to new lows, and it's done that now. That's like the fourth time. Each time it's kind of meh. I guess that last one was a lot more stops than the first three. And they are continuing through a little bit now. Yesterday's close seemed more of a squeeze than a fair rally. Oh, I'm sure. Well, like it's the same thing with this. I'm not seeing. Well, so let's think about this for a second. There was some cumulative delta came out there for sure. It is new lows in cumulative delta. Okay, seeing some stuff that suggests that's significant. Oh, I reset it so I can't see. Justice blocks Justice Department from defending Trump in lawsuit over rape allegations. Really, that's kind of interesting. Oops. Hello, Kindigo. 3379.50. Okay, so there's a big order here. See if they can hit him. Few orders did, but they're backing off already. Okay, there they did hit him. Actually wasn't as much volume out there as there should have been. I'm going to stick to one contract still. Oh, that one I only took minus 15 on. Huh. Wow, JetBlue says 6,600 employees have chosen long-term leaves and exits. Yeah, I bet. Irrational behavior and volatility? I don't know. This market is not looking all that. What's the right word? Trying to be careful with my phrasing here, okay? This market doesn't look all that crazy. Should note that the 10-year did extend up 2 ticks. I really, really want to build a position. I'm just gonna, well, we're on the experimentation account, so I guess we can. So I'm gonna try it here. Somebody front ran me there. You're still short, Ace? No. No short. I'm surprised that you're still short after that move up to 3,400. So I got some good excursion long on those. What the fuck? What the fuck? There's like 12Ks moving around. There's something fucky's going on. Who in their right mind would put an 18K bid in the 10-year treasury? This has happened before. I don't remember what happened. I don't remember it being like a big deal. This is fucked up. And it's gone. And then they attacked the 26 half and bid that up. Something fucky's going on, dude. You putting another short in? I don't. Well, I'm already long. I hadn't already been in that and had some positive excursion, I would probably be holding off because something fucky's going on in the treasury. Yeah, and then they take 26. No fill from me, but well, maybe they'll fill me. Let's see. Cool. Okay, so let's just remember the big guy was at 25. It was 24, 25, it's gone. Hmm. Super focused right now. Sorry if I'm not seeing a whole lot. So the E-mini does look like it could pop up there and reverse. Then we'd have to see them get back to that previous support area around the 33.87, 33.90 area to see what they think of that. I'm seeing over here in the treasury, these are thick on both sides now. There's a pretty toxic fill there at 26. There's almost 6K absorbed it, and they just buried them. So it doesn't mean that this will turn out, but I like the way that goes. I will keep this really tight. So. It's almost like the market wasn't ready to go to 34.10 to go yet. Okay, McKinney is talking on Fox Business and says the chances of a stimulus deal before election day are slim. I think the market already knows that, and they don't seem to be reacting to that or care. In fact, a little bit of buying there, and look, 25 half pulls, and they fill. Yeah, where I'm loving this trade in the 10-year. I don't know how far it can go, but just the way that I've got filled and everything else about how it turned out, I really like. Okay, so 25 half did go offer, but it didn't hold. And we're back to seller cost basis, by the way. So that's like a pullback. If the sellers are really intent on this being a down day, this is where they're going to double down. But if they don't, if they can defend this and we move up to the 92 area, then this could turn full on bull again. Nobody wins the tug of war. It won't leave a range until trading is done. Yeah. I mean, he's got a good point though. That is like in this kind of a situation, do we really have anything that's going to tell us whether there's going to be more buyers or more sellers in this area? Not really. I can just see the overextensions in trade. But if there's new people coming into markets, then the overextensions that I see might not matter. Okay, well that was a really strong up move. Wow. Out of literally nowhere. So now they are hitting it at 25 even. And we do not see a bunch of people retweeted what we just saw there in the 10-year treasury. Was that just like an outright spoof? I'm wondering. I mean, you wouldn't put one. What would be the point of spoofing like 4 prices away? You know, what was it? It was 2 prices away. Started it out at 3, moved it up to 2, and then nothing happened. A few more bids adding in there. That 90 area. I want to see them hit that 25 and clear it. Chuck Schumer says Judge Barrett's confirmation is the darkest hour of the Senate. Octavia says the pull price to liquidity? Maybe. Um, I mean, oh, you mean like that the price came back to it, maybe? Like that was the thing is like I was wondering, okay, are they stacking it up to try and push it up? And there was a little bit of up move, but not a whole lot. And then yeah, it's come back down right back to where the liquidity supposedly was. Now the issue is still for us in this treasury trade is that they might have converted to an iceberg order. So if we start seeing more than 5K at 25, then I start to be 25 what? So we're reading here in the 10-year treasury 138.25 even was where there was a 12K order stacked. Treasury book seems to be responding to the E-mini the most right now. Okay, pretty toxic tick up. Couple immediately bailed into 26 actually. And that was on the E-mini kind of turning back down there. I don't know. I look at the chart and I'm like, well, they could be going down for a new low, but then like that seems crazy to me. I don't know why. Am I out of my mind now? What do you mean by now? That's true. I've probably been out of my mind most of the morning. Actually, I don't think that the trades were super bad. I just the thing that's been crazy is expecting it to pop out the top. "100% probability that stimulus deal won't happen before election," former Trump advisor Gary Cohn says. Notice though, as these headlines come out, that the market doesn't care. It's like the market already priced that in. Treasuries could still move up. Let's see here. Well, at least to the 28 area, if not all the way back up into 139. But I think you still got to be concerned here because um, if Democrats win, and that's still a reasonable possibility, they're going to put a much larger stimulus out there, and that's really going to kill the treasuries. So I'm not sure that that's what the treasuries are trading and pricing in at the moment. Probably the most influential factor is indeed the E-mini. Like if we were to push up at above 3,400, or we were up at like 3,410 right now, I think that the treasury would have come almost completely all the way back down. Such a messy chart. Hmm. Even my sim stop's gonna get filled. That's nice, says Dave. That's funny. Okay, they took me out. And look, they pulled it 26 half. Okay. Well, I could have gotten a tick out of it, so it wasn't like it was awful. Well, let's see if they just like blast out of here now. Let's see. What time is it? 8:46. Oh, I missed all of Ace's messages there. Where did you get along from? It was down there, man. 83. That one was kind of a lucky pick in that instance, I think. I mean, I thought I saw something at the time that I was like, oh yeah, I think this is gonna hold, but now it's kind of like, well, I don't know. So are they gonna end up ticking down all the way in the treasury anyways? That'll be funny. Well, I'm not gonna mess with it because that trade didn't work out the way that I wanted, but okay. Well, with that move, it brings us back to break even. It's a kangaroo. Sometimes it feels like it. I don't know. There has been a little bit of panic bid going on here, hasn't there? I'm wondering if people were adding puts on the downturn and that now they're freaking out. What about the Nasdaq? What does the Nasdaq look like right now on that chart? Holy crap! Nasdaq is almost to its high of the day, and this buy run in the Nasdaq looks crazy. Maybe it is a kangaroo. Maybe it is a kangaroo. There's a little joke from News Squawk there. They're talking about a soccer manager that is an expert in keeping trade secrets, and he's like, perhaps the White House should hire him. Pompeo calls on leaders of Armenia and Azerbaijan to respect ceasefire. So here's a question: Why haven't we been hearing too much about that in the media? I mean, it's been reported, but like I've hardly read anything about it. I was watching these videos on TikTok where there was literally like people were coming out to the countryside and watching them shoot rockets at each other. And you're just seeing rockets go back and forth across this open field. It was nuts. Couldn't believe it. I really still want the treasury to come down and test that 25. I think NQ is dragging it across, kicking and streaming. Says Striker. You're right, man. Mm. Well, so remember, the 96 is where they've spent so much time. That one right there is a good example. Pulling for you to buy it. So if that's where they're buying it, then 33.94 is really truly the bottom of this range. Huh. I like this. I'm keeping it this way, man. Let's take a screenshot of that one. Come back and download these later and keep a good record of some of the better pictures. Okay, well, it's kind of turning back. I'm gonna take a break because I don't like watching this. Coming back down on me now. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, well, that turned down pretty good. There was a solid bounce. Looks like mostly off of order book imbalance. Still uncertain what's going to happen. I see the setup, like the reward on the upside is just tremendous, but I don't really know if it's actually going to happen. The percentage of BTC supply held for at least 1 year has never been higher. I don't think that helps, to be honest. The issue with Bitcoin remains that the only reason to buy it is speculation. Are they higher today? I mean, since they're talking about it, yeah, they're higher today. Just a little bit. Scalper's Paradise? I don't know. Everything that I've ever heard people call Scalper's Paradise just ends up chopping everybody to bits. Okay, that's a pretty good turn there. I think they need to get back into the 94 area, but I guess they're supposed to deliver their vaccine before March. That's their contract. I don't know. I don't. It probably my bags that are speaking. It's funny. I don't know. I'm just like all in at this point. If this one doesn't work out, then I will just quit. But yeah, that's why I'm sitting on my hands. There you go. Yeah. Senators seek to designate Uyghur abuses by China as genocide. It is a genocide. It is 100%. So yeah, like I said before, I see the reward on the upside if this gets going to be tremendous, but I don't know what the chances are that it actually happens anymore. When it was on the open, I thought that looked really good. That one didn't turn out. Mm, since then, well, the second one that I got, I should have been able to take some profits on that. So this is just kind of a weird issue here today, where I see that they should have the ability to get above 3,400, but it doesn't happen. So where should I be taking the profits? And under my system and the way that I've been doing the profits, doesn't really give me anything. I guess I could have taken them off at break even, but. Trafalgar Group putting out another poll that's positive for Trump. Another Pennsylvania poll showing Trump up by about 2 points. There was no Momo, yeah. Well, and that's the thing that I find really the weirdest is that it gets up there. Last time that we were up there, when was it? Wasn't the first time that it touched it? No. Okay, so the first time it touched it on the open, I didn't feel like that was a rejection. But the second time that it got up there, it was. Okay, so now we're getting strong moves both ways again. That one caused that was some real imbalance right there. big offer up there. Well, we're stuck between a pretty large bid and offer now. Work it out, boys. Come on. Oh, he moved down. He's running away from it. That's funny. He's going to get it. It's okay, Mr. Seller at 33.88. I'm sure they will come up and get you. There you go. See? Good deal. I'm happy for you. I think we should maybe consider the possibility also that this is one of those late bloomers like we've had a lot lately where like the Europeans are so bearish and things just can't catch a bid when the Europeans are around. But sometime after the Europeans are gone, the switch flips on and the Nasdaq just buys like crazy, and we've had a lot of that past month or two, where the best moves happen after we stop streaming. It used to be that I would stop streaming at 8:30 my time, and then something would happen after 9. But now it's like that doesn't happen until after 10. It's like they're watching me. And they're like, well, we can't trade while Seth's around. He's too smart. He will buy it with us. So we have to wait until he's gone. The WSB autists buy all calls and NQ and win the day. Yeah, I don't know what's really happening, but I read a study the other day that showed that just presenting a trade idea to the Robinhood traders in the form of it being in like the top movers and recommended stocks for the day would create a herding behavior where that particular stock would get overcrowded and then fall. And they could actively see traders taking advantage of it. Was interesting study. Not the most sophisticated one that I've seen, but they did pretty conclusively prove something that a lot of people thought was happening. That indeed the retail buying from Robinhood was significant and was affecting the price of certain stocks. Studies suggest widespread long-term herd immunity will be difficult to achieve. Okay, so we have to just stay locked up forever, huh? So here's the thing. Here's something that I think is really, really crazy. Is they're like, okay, well, we need to prevent this spread. But then they say, like, herd immunity doesn't work. So, well, if herd immunity doesn't work, then that just means those people are going to die. Like, what else are you going to do? Why would the getting it not work, but getting a vaccine would work? But I think that some of these studies are flawed because it's really the T cell is more influential in the immunity, I think. Or from what I understand. Map shows Arctic blacks sweeping across the U.S. Yeah. We did try. Well, I don't think that we tried herd immunity straight up, but not. PRT says not. Yeah. Well, Sweden did. Are they seeing a rise in cases right now with the rest of Europe? I don't know. Tiffany willing to consider new price above $130 per share, the Financial Times says. And LVMH willing to consider new price below 110. Well, I'm not too familiar with that ordeal, but I'm seeing a lot of tweets about that this morning, so I thought I'd share. Yeah, the swap move, that one's okay. That one's okay, yeah. Higher high? I don't know. It just looks like a bunch of lines going all over the place. And, well, I mean, it's pretty rangy. We could think about taking profits up here. If we believe that it's going to remain in the range, then we could take the profits somewhere around here. Probably would have been better to have done it at 96, but You know what you gonna do. I do see on this move up a lot of shorts piling on. Must say. Okay. Well, the 10-year is maybe going to try this 25 again. Hmm. Oh, okay. So I was reading what was going on in Discord here. They're talking about how the flu numbers are down. Probably is that they're calling everything coronavirus, but or maybe they have like a maybe they assist each other or something. See, all of these, yeah, I think this is just hilarious. All of these guys are coming out now because of Donald Trump tweeted this morning saying, look, here's the new confirmed cases per day. It doesn't matter. Okay, hospitalized rising is bad, for sure. Deaths isn't picking up yet. But I really kind of want to know, what is it that people think people should be doing? I really don't get it. It's like there's like in my so this is the one that drives me crazy is here in Utah because the hospitals are getting pretty tight, and people are like, "See, this is all your fault, Utah." And I'm like, "What do you like? I don't see anybody walking around without masks. There's like a mandate, like it's against the law to not wear a mask in Utah. I don't think it's our fault. I think that there's only so much you can do, guys." Hmm. But the media is very much pushing this here going into the election. It is kind of crazy. We really kind of thought that this would be done and over with by now, don't you think? Crazies want a complete lockdown. They do, for sure. Herd immunity is the only way. Well, but they were just saying that herd immunity doesn't work. I don't know. Like this is the crazy thing is that if herd immunity doesn't work, then those people are just gonna die. Like there's not another alternative unless you just want to live in your house for the rest of your life. I think that maybe some people have this delusional idea that if we all just stay in our houses for a week, then it will just completely die out. But it's just not practical. It doesn't. It would never work. Bum, 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 bum. Okay, well they've been able to pull out some better long here. I'm getting kind of this Like they're hitting up into the Bollinger Bands, so I don't know if that's. I mean, I think generally that's positive, but they're gonna have to back up just a tad. Reading this article on Zero Hedge, and they're basically indicating that, according to the futures, some of the things that we're looking at, that it looks like big guys were leaving the market yesterday. It's up to you, Robin Hood traders. We did for 6 weeks in Canada. Yeah, but you still get cases, right? Like, I don't know. The thing is I think most places in the United States that were in a densely populated area had a complete lockdown of some degree. Usually it would be like you don't leave the house unless it's to go to the grocery store. But I think PRT is right. If Democrats got in and they imposed a nationwide lockdown, it'd be over. It'd just be over. Like they would sell. There are a lot of shorts here. Igor's saying, I'm telling you, you really don't want to be caught short here. These guys. Let's see here. The numbers are not accurate, so how could they be making decisions about anything? Well, I think that the numbers are more accurate and reliable than you would think. So I think one of the fallacies that we'll run into is people will show you things where there are certain things about the numbers that probably aren't correct and there are errors in the numbers. But when you actually look at what degree of error that actually creates in the numbers, it's not really that significant. So Trump isn't a god, but he is leading an economic recovery, and if he doesn't get in, Canada will suffer. Well, that's an interesting take, PRT. But you know what? You guys put Trudeau back in there, so like, I think you get what's coming to you. If no, I'm just kidding. Where you going, RJ? I think Bloomberg beats CNBC. Not sure about Fox News business. Well, so here's my opinion. And it's not going to be a popular one, but I think you want to watch CNBC. CNBC is the most influential. They're like full stop. I'm not going to say that they have like the best information or the best analysts or the most accurate reporting or fastest reporting or anything like that. Everybody likes to pick on the news. Like retail traders like to pick on the news. I think it's funny. Here's like the one thing that actually has like predictive properties about what it's going to do to the markets. And all of the retail traders are telling each other, no, don't pay attention to the news. It doesn't matter. Okay, yeah. All of these technicals are working super great for y'all, aren't they? Anyways, news matters. And when I worked for Goldman Sachs, they had CNBC on those TVs. Just saying. CNBC is by far the most widely followed. So even though you might get better analysis from the other networks, if you're trying to get a handle on how the market feels and what are the main trade theories that people are trading off right now, I think that you get a better picture from CNBC. So there you go. Bloomberg, better analysis, but CNBC moves stocks because of their big viewership. Well, there you go. But I don't even, I mean, listen, I understand the news thing for stocks because stocks are so illiquid, trying to chase news probably not going to work out super great for you. You're really going to need to be able to get in before the news or as it's happening, or there's just not enough liquidity over there, right? But for us, I think that I'm more interested in, okay, there appears to be some large players leaving the market. There appears to be a macro change here. What is the change? Okay, well, some people were thinking that because the Democrats were going to get in, that we would get a ton of stimulus, and so they were trading off of that. And now, all of a sudden, because of polling and the stimulus still falling apart, they don't think that that's going to happen anymore, right? And I think that you get a better picture of that from CNBC. But okay, well, I would say that the buy was going pretty good, but they came up short of that last pivot, and that was a pretty ugly 1 minute bar down. I once again don't really see a whole lot of reason for it for whatever reason. For no reason for whatever reason, but no, it's just dropping. They may just be stuck here until the London close, to be honest. Joe Biden has been endorsed by a group of former Republican officials, including William Webster, who served both the FBI and CIA director under President Ronald Reagan. Yeah, that's really going to convince people to vote for Biden. Let's see here. What's the market you're saying about the swing states? Latest poll. Only Arizona showing Donald Trump up. Well, but there was another one in Pennsylvania that showed Donald Trump up. I haven't seen him up anywhere else. Peter Schiff says sooner or later every bubble finds its pin. Good luck with that one, Pete. It's much easier to see the bubble starting than it is to see it ending. Isn't that true? Does Bloomberg cover the futures and commodities more? I don't know. I sure would. I sure do wish that there was more news and analysis out there on some of the things that we're looking at, like why the currency flows are the way that they are and so forth. there's a lot of moves by banks and individual guys that there's probably real reasons for the trades, but we're never going to hear what they are, you know. Well, it's pretty dead. This was 24 days ago. Pelosi says airline aid deal is near, asks for a halt to job cuts. Now it appears almost certain no deal before November 9th and potentially nothing before 2021. Yeah. French trade minister says he will have to take measures against Turkey at the next European summit. Hey, check it out. Get instant access to an excerpt from Gary Norton's Trading Like a Market Maker. Click here to get it now. All right. I'm down. I'm down. Here, I have to give you my name. Yeah. Oh, I have to log in. Log in. Next. Oh, cool. Your subscription. Ah, Trading Like a Market Maker. Why it still has Edge? Oh, I'm skeptical. All right, Mr. Norton, what you got for us? Have to come back over in here, huh? Where do you get it from? Where do I click it? Oh, here it is. Here it is. Forward. Ah, this is going to take too long to read, so we will have to read. Okay. Well, I'll have to read it on my own, and I'll tell you what I think about it tomorrow. Because it's a couple of pages. So that move down kind of looks like a little bit of pulling and the bid on that. There was a bid right there. And then a pull. Bid. Now bid up at the top of that one. Pull. Higher. Well, the difficult thing with this is that you don't know which one matters, but is it going to be a doji day? Oh, that would be. Nah, it's going to resolve. I think it's going to resolve. Maybe you're right. Maybe I'm dead wrong, guys. Maybe I'm dead wrong. Well, it doesn't look like it's going to happen while we're here, does it? Put this in equity indexes and the lobby. I do see wedge, but no volume now in SPY. Well, I kind of almost wondering if the all of the E-mini traders have basically burned themselves out. That's why I really think I could be dead wrong here, and I mean I've been sitting here now for 2 hours thinking the same thing. So maybe I'm just wrong. But I really feel that there are too many people short in this action and that we are going to slowly lift up above 3400, and then at that point it could turn full on bull, and the options and everything else involved could push us up to 3420. I see that scenario, and it just looks like a really well laid out setup. So we shall see. If it's a doji day today, then I'm wrong, right? I think it's slowly falling as more data comes in. Oh no, a more accurate number till antibody tests are more available due to the fact that it can be asymptomatic. Someone might get it and never been tested. Yeah, well, and this is the whole thing, is all these studies about antibody tests related to herd immunity. I don't think that they can accurately determine herd immunity right now. Now they heard me in NQ Falls. Or maybe they heard me. They're like, no, we're not going to let you get away with this up. We're going to make it short one way or another. That one, once again, freak move out of nowhere. Just a bunch of market orders coming in. See that flash dip? Yeah. Well, it wasn't from pulling, per se. Just kind of dropped. So we still have Seth in the afternoon calling 3420. Yeah. My call for the day. Don't quote me on this. I think that we're going to close above 3420. But I don't know. That last little move down sure doesn't make me feel very confident about it. And I suppose it could work in the same way the other direction and take us down to 3350. But I really don't think that we're just going to stay here. I really don't. We might run downhill where the European campaigns these goes. Yeah, sure. Well, here's the 15 minutes before the European close. Let's see how many orders we see here. Doesn't look like they're really trading spies. Just a few covering there. We want a signed document that I, Seth Ellis, the undersigned, believe that. I don't know. This is the area where someone traps someone. I don't know. Oh, he's posting a YouTube video. He's always put the freaking studio. There we go. Oh, it's a music video. I see. Well, it's turning awfully bearish all of a sudden again, isn't it? Well, maybe it happens the 3420, but I think I have to admit defeat for today. It's didn't I mean so I'll take the full day stop 60. That's less than I made yesterday. I made 160 yesterday, so I guess it's okay. But a little disappointing, I guess. What should we call today? What should we call today? Well, there was some significant absorption on that last down move there, and some bids being quite active in there. Martingale strategies first chop. That's freaking no. Okay. Would just ask a question: can markets recover after yesterday's rout? Am I spelling route correct? Attempt to recover, but remain range bound. Why safe? There was some large bids involved down in there. Yeah, they're gonna go lower. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Stay profitable.